Good morning. Good morning. It's your girl, Lavinia Masters here. It is Thursday morning, and I wanted to come in this morning and I wanted to talk about anxiety. I want to talk, excuse my song. This is not a time out of place. That's my song of meditation, my song of healing. But I want to talk about anxiety this morning. Good morning, Lori. Anxiety, the monster under the bed. Anxiety, the monster under the, you remember when you were little? I don't know if many of you done this before, but I was. We had that monster under the bed. We had that creature that was there that was not there. That creature that we were afraid to get out the bed in the middle of the night and put our feet down on the bed because we were afraid that creature was going to grab our foot, or we was afraid that creature was going to snatch us out the bed or do something to us. This is what anxiety is, because come to find out that there was absolutely nothing under the bed that was going to bring any harm to us. There was absolutely no creatures. There were no monsters. There were no boogermen. There was nothing. Good morning, Yoli, sister. There was nothing under that bed to destroy us or take us down. And that's why I said anxiety, the monster that's under the bed, because we do the same thing with anxiety. We find ourselves not getting any rest, not getting any peace, not getting any sleep, because we allow anxiety to be the monster that's under the bed. We'll allow anxiety to be that monster that's imaginary to us, things that we put in our mind, we put in our spirit, and we let it overconsume us, overwhelm us, and take us to places that we shouldn't be. So we have got to learn that with anxiety, it's something that we have to live without. We have to face our fears. We have to deal with anxiety head on. We have to look under that bed and realize that anxiety is nothing to me. I have decided to give my anxiety over to the Lord. He even says in his word that be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. In other words, don't be stressing over nothing. Things you can't control in the first place. Why are you stressing? Why are you tripping with it? Give it to God. And if we're going to give it to God, leave it there. Let him worry with it. Let him figure it out. Let him work it out. Because you know what? 9 times out of 10, he didn't already work it out. We just can't see it. So we leave that monster of anxiety under our bed and we refuse to lay down and get some rest at night. But he's telling you in his word, Philippians 4, if you need to know exactly what scripture that is, he's telling you Philippians 4, let me see, 4, the phone distracted me, 6 through 7, to give it to him. Rest in him. If you're going to pray, like the old folks say, if you're going to pray, don't worry. If you're going to worry, don't pray. In other words, let your request be known to God. They're telling you, don't be anxious for anything. Let me tell you what anxiety does to us. When we're anxious, we don't think rational. We make haphazard decisions that 9 times out of 10 we're going to regret later that we made that decision. We get impatient, and then we can't see the logic in anything. When we're anxious, we just don't see the logic in nothing. Nothing makes sense to us because we're everywhere. We're all discombobulated, stressed, and worried about things we don't have to worry about. That's another thing. We get stressed out, and guess what? Our stresses lead to illnesses, leads to depression. It's like a domino effect because we're anxious. We're worried about stuff that hadn't even happened. We're trying to figure out things that we can't even control. We're trying to see into the future, and we're not even a soothsayer or a fortune teller. So why worry or be anxious about things that you can't control, that you can't even handle if you try to control it? So let that monster from under your bed of anxiety so you can lay down and get you some rest. When we're anxious, we're easily frustrated, we're irritated, we're mad, we get bitter. And I can speak from experience because I have been that person that has been anxious. I have been that person that has been stressed out for no reason. I have been that person that has, just, oh my God, what's going to happen next? Oh my God, what are we going to do about this? But you know what? God is telling you in his word, get you some rest. If you're going to pray, if you're going to give it to me, lay down and go to sleep. Don't let that monster lie under your bed and torment you, frustrate you, irritate you. And it doesn't have to be that way, all because you are anxious and you're not giving everything over to God. You're not trusting him enough to know that he can work it out. He created you. So why can't he create peace in your life? Why can't he give you the things that you desire if you only trust him, if you only put your faith in him, if you only rely on him? Go to bed at night. Remove that monster from under your bed. And before I go, there's another scripture I want to give you, and it is, you guys know how my memory is, but I'm even rebuking the devil on that because I know what kind of God I serve. But I know it's in James, and he says, I'm gonna start at James 1, 2, and 4. It says, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall in divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have a perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. In other words, you know what? We're gonna have our trials, we're gonna have our tribulations, but count it all joy. Count it all joy when you go through your temptations. Count it all joy when you go through your trials. Because you're trusting God. You're trusting God to remove that monster of anxiety from under your bed. You're trusting God to allow you to lay down and get your rest at night. Because he's telling you, don't be anxious for anything, but prayer and supplications make everything be known unto him. He already knows, but he's giving you an open window. He's giving you an open door of communication to come and talk to him about it. Talk to him. Those things that are trying you, that are testing you, don't think about those things. There's another scripture where he tells you on the good things, think about those. Remember the good times. Remember the things that God has brought you through. Remember when he healed your body. Remember when he healed your mama. Remember when he blessed you with that job. Remember when he blessed you with that car. Remember all the good things that he's done for you. Remember when the doctor said one thing, but God said something else. Think on those things. Remember when they said your child would never walk, your child wouldn't survive. Remember those things. Think on those things. Have faith in God. Trust him and remove that monster from under your bed. Anxiety is an imaginary monster under your bed, and it gets in your head and it torments you. It will not allow you to rest. It will not allow you to give any peace. But I'm telling you, if you trust God and his word, be anxious for nothing. Prayer and supplications make it known unto me. In other words, he's saying, I got you. I got your back. Don't you stress about stuff that's under that bed that's not even there. Those things you can't handle, those things you can't control. Don't you worry about that. Anxiety is just a monster under your bed, and we all know that monster is imaginary. That monster is really not there. And it's making you fearful to lay down and sleep and get some rest. And I'm telling you, today, you get under that bed and you tell that monster of anxiety, you be gone. Because I'm trusting God. I'm giving my problems to him today. You may have to do this every day before you try to get your peace and rest. Because the enemy is going to come every day and try to destroy you. But you tell that monster, be gone. Because I don't believe in you. You are not where my hope lies. You are not where my faith lies. And I will not be stressed with you. Good morning, Mama Caroline. I will not be stressed with you. And you get you some rest. You get you some peace. You get your joy back. Everything the enemy is stealing from you or trying to take from you, you take it back. I'm no longer going to be irritated or frustrated. I'm going to find joy. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to be excited about my life and what's in store for me. I'm not going to believe the lies that the enemy is trying to plant in my head and try to store up on me. I'm not going to no longer believe in that. So you get your rest today. You get under that bed and you clean that anxiety out. You clean that monster from under your bed. And that's through prayer and supplication. Let all your requests be known to God. All of them. I wanted to be brief. I wanted to share something God gave me because I dealt with anxiety. I dealt with anxiety, worrying, like I said, stressing about things. And if we're going to pray and give things to God, we've got to give it to him. And we got to move on. And we got to trust him throughout the process. Trust him through the process. No matter what we're going through, no matter how hard it is, no matter how devastating it is, no matter how filthy it may seem, no matter how we think it's going to end, we trust him. And that he's going to keep us in perfect peace if we keep our mind stayed on him. And you lay down and you get you some rest. Okay? Love you. That's my morning toast. Be anxious for nothing. For nothing. So get that monster off from under your bed. Love you, Lavinia out. Bye bye.